I want you to go ahead and give me a score prediction for tonight.
I would think Western 45, Eastern 7.
I like that answer, and that's the second correct answer. Flo Rida was in the house tonight, but it's hard to say that that was the best performance with the way the Tops played against Kennesaw State. You saw a lot of perseverance from the Tops tonight. They've had a good season going for them. They've had a lot of momentum, and they kept that rolling tonight. If Western wants to be able to host that Conference USA championship game, they got to keep going, and they got to keep doing what they're doing, especially in the big games like Jacksonville State and Liberty. 6 days, that's all the time Tyson Helton and this Hilltopper team had to prepare for this outstanding Sam Houston team. Sam Houston's a team that's only been in the FBS for 2 years, but 10 years under their current head coach. Go ahead and give me your final score prediction for tonight against UTEP. I mean, UTEP is 0-5, so.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think it's probably 70-0. Tops on top, as always. You know, Tops just keep on rolling. We're not losing tonight.
They're going to have to stay gritty. They're going to have to stay smart, and they're going to have to stay collected. Gage, what are the key points of this game for the Tops to be able to get the win today? Earlier this week, I had a chance to talk with receiver Musa Berry about his expectations for the upcoming game against EKU. Right here, I'm open, hit me. And that's how it's done right there, and that's what the Tops are gonna do, baby.
The esports team here on campus has been rolling through the competition as they reign over every team that steps in their way.
Being undefeated in ACE, we kind of have to keep up a strict regimen because we're going against a bunch of different teams with a bunch of different play styles. So we spend most of our practices scrimming other teams, kind of getting different experiences and seeing how our chemistry as that team flows against the chemistry of that team.
Well, winning is a lot more fun than losing. I've been here for 2.5 years in the esports program, and we haven't won every game we've played. And we've had some LAN tournaments where we've succeeded. We've had some LAN tournaments where we haven't. But it's those moments where you appreciate your losses when you're winning, that it all comes together for the team camaraderie.
The players and coach plan to focus on what the team can do to keep getting better.
In the qualifiers, we played up against roughly 6 teams, and we did very good. We even beat one of the top 3 teams that normally qualifies in order to qualify. But once we got to LAN, we went up against totally different teams that we weren't used to, and their play style just really just hit us hard, right in our weak spot.
It might be serious in-game, but to some players, it's more than just a reason to play video games.
I'm on scholarship to play video games. I remember I was on the phone with my grandma, and imagine that conversation, me telling her, wow, you're getting paid to play video games? She didn't even know what that meant. So all those hours where my mom was like, you're on that game so much, or my dad was like, dude, go outside or something, I'm like, I'm making money now. And it's paying for my education, and I cannot ask for anything more than that. It's awesome.
With the extra point, I'm Eli Thompson.
Icing the kicker actually work? Like when you're about to kick right before the snap and they call that timeout and you have to sit there for another minute, does it even do anything?
Well, I don't know. I've never been
Carnero got it from 54.
I think at least my thought right now would be if I'm in a situation like that, like I gotta treat it the same. Whether I'm about to kick and they blow a whistle, timeout, I gotta go back out there and do the same exact thing no matter, the ball's gonna be the same spot. So I just gotta, again, do my thing, like treat it the same.
The first thing I wanted to go ahead and ask you was, how do you pronounce the last name? Is it Carnero? Is it Carnero? Is it something no one knows? Because I've had so many people ask me. So I wanted to go ahead and get your take on that. What is it?
It's Carnero.
Okay, so it's the basic way to
Basic
say it.
ones. I hear like on videos they tag us in after games, it's like either Carnerio, they'll say it right, or they'll botch it even more than that. I'm like, it's Carnero.
Carnero, it's very simple. So where are you from? What's your hometown? Like, what's kind of like the background or like how you came to Western?
So I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, and then I moved to North Carolina when I was around 2 for my dad's job, and then I've lived there ever since. And I was like this close to playing soccer in college. Like senior year, didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm going to soccer. I've been playing it since I was 4. And then last minute, I was like, I'm gonna try this kicking thing out. It was like after I graduated, so I had 2 months to decide where I was gonna go in the summer of 2022. And I was like, screw it, let me find some people that maybe I can get a walk-on somewhere. And Coach LaRussa reached out to me. I got a walk-on spot, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a go. And now it's turned out really well. So I give credit to my mom, my dad, because my sophomore year, didn't want to play football. They pushed me my freshman year, said no. They're like, all right, fine. Come sophomore year, they're like, all right, like, you're doing this, no choice. Like I was like, no, I don't want to do it, please don't. They're like, you're doing this. They showed up to practice, and ever since then, I just kind of liked it. And now I'm playing in college.
Okay. Do you have any plans after college for kicking, or is it just kind of like where the wind takes you, or are you done after college?
My goal is the NFL. That's like the ultimate goal. My thought is I just got to take it year by year, really day by day is kind of my thought process about it. But end goal would obviously be the NFL for me.
Yeah, okay, so a lot of times anytime I'm doing research on a team, I always like to focus on the kicker. It's always a unique thing that everyone overlooks, and I was looking, you're 72 from 72 from extra point since you've been at Western, and you've kicked 2 50-yard field goals both in the last 2 games, and you made them both. What is that kind of like? Like, is that like feeling good to kind of be like recognized, kind of get your opportunity? Because you also won Conference USA Special Teams Player of the Week. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Was it like, did it feel good to kind of be awarded for that?
Yep, it feels good. It gives me more confidence than normal. So like Player of the Week, for example, I got that last Monday, but my whole thought was I got to get over that just because we play on a Wednesday. My thought can't be, obviously that day I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, feels good to get it. Feels good to hit a 50-plus yarder. And then you got to flip the page, kind of move on to the next kick, almost go to the next game, do my thing. And it definitely adds, especially these 50-plus, like it just gives me more confidence inside of that and outside of that to go there like, I got this, I can make this, if that makes sense.
What does a kicker like do at practice? Do you just kick field goals for like 3 hours, or?
I get this question so much. So, when they're doing special teams meeting around 2:30, we don't go to that. We kind of get ready for practice, and then we'll head out around 3 o'clock. I'll warm up. We'll do some pre-practice charting, you could say, where we just hit like 8 kicks, back it up, and do my thing. And then don't kick again until like after break. So we go like 8 periods where I don't kick, but in between that I'm doing like taps, working on contact, doing some like, we have those little posts down there where we'll hit some behind the uprights. But then once it gets that 8th period, then it's my turn to go out there and I hit 6 kicks and then I'm done for practice. And then we'll go in the cold tub where we'll play some ping pong. Kind of just depends on the day.
Okay. No, I like that. So you actually do something.
Yeah, I don't just sit on my butt on the bench.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying what I was
No, a lot of people were like, what do you do? You just sit there? I'm like, no, I do something. That's all I gotta say is I do something.
After the game, what's kind of like the last 2 games specifically, you've done a great job. You got some good kicks in. You made those 2 50-yard field goals. What's the post game like? Are you getting hype in the locker room with the team, or?
Yeah, it was pretty. So I got the game ball, luckily enough, 2 weeks ago, and that was pretty surreal. I didn't think I was gonna get it. I thought I was gonna go to Mike because he had 3 touchdowns. But that was pretty cool. And then last week we were celebrating after win because the head coach gave us Thursday off, and everyone was hyped about that. So we were going crazy, and it was a pretty big win. So. Usually I'm up in that mix, jumping around, getting hyped, but yeah.
All right, well, I think that's all I have. And
that's awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
Good luck in the future games.
Thank you.